Alright guys, we are back for an update on the NSX. So it's been a long time since we gave you guys any updates on this build, but you know, with the help of Andrew and a lot of installs, we're gonna kind of run you guys through where the car's sitting at right now. I know it doesn't have a bumper. We're in the process of putting it back on. You know, the goal for this car is to really create the best driving experience we can. And that's kind of built on 3 pillars. Keeping the car as lightweight as possible, keeping it manual, and keeping the motor naturally aspirated, right? So we've put a lot of focus into shaving off weight. So I'm gonna run you guys through a few of the upgrades that we've put on the car to kind of shave some weight. So these are garage kite fenders. The only difference between this and the OEM fender is that it's made of fiberglass, and then there's a reflector delete in the front, and then it just moves the turn signal to the back. But it's 20 mil wider than OEM, but very OEM plus looking.
Super like fiberglassy. So it's like one hand situation, really light.
This is a dry carbon hood made by ATR. It's got the same similar design as like a Type R hood, but all dry carbon. Stock hood weighs 7.2 kilos. This weighs 4.6 kilos. Okay. So while we're at the front right now, we did update the ABS system. So simply from changing the ABS, it's a lot more efficient. The stock ABS that comes with this 91 generation is, let me see, 9 kilograms. The updated version is only 2.7. We also changed the battery. We threw an anti-gravity battery in there. Anti-gravity battery is 7.5 kilos. Stock is 15.9. Dry carbon rebar made by ATR as well. Christian and his team did an amazing job. Yeah, so the front rebar, the stock one, weighs 7.8 kilograms, and this carbon piece weighs 2 kilograms.
That's crazy.
So
Insane.
that's a huge difference. All right, so in terms of the interior, there were a few changes. The biggest one being the seats right here. The ASM Recaros with RF Yamamoto rails weighs in at about 10.2 kilograms. The stock seats with the rails weighs 18.5, so a big chunk of weight was saved in just changing out the seats. We also put a prototype Mita Motorsports short shifter in. Mark and his team are planning on releasing this short shifter soon, but the thing is, with the Type Rs in Japan, they came with a short shifter, but they only work for right-hand drive vehicles. So what his team did was they took that same design and made it usable for left-hand drive vehicles. So we have it installed. It works great. But speaking of transmission, we did have Rob Magro put in the Type R short gears along with the final drive. So that's one of the biggest things of driving a stock NSX and the transmission. The gears are pretty long, so that was a mod that I was really eager to have done. The HLS system that we installed that Andrew will go through later.
All right, so super simple. We're just gonna turn the ignition on. All right, wait a few seconds, get all the modules happy, and there's a button right there by the shifter. We're gonna go ahead and press it. Button is actually flashing there. So the rear's lift first, and then the front.
We did change the steering wheel. So I forgot the exact name of the steering wheel here, but it's a Momo wheel. We'll add it into the video if need be. And it's just a quick work spell, quick release. So the stock steering wheel, airbag, and hub weighs in at about 4.59 kilograms. I haven't had a chance to weigh this whole assembly, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit lighter.
Any other features inside the car you want to showcase?
I think that's it. Oh, the one thing we are going to change in terms of shedding some weight is this rear glass that partitions the cabin with the engine bay. The NSX Rs come with a single pane glass. This one on a regular NSX is double pane, so there's a little bit of weight savings there.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we made our way to the back of the vehicle. So this is on the passenger side of the rear of the car. We have the pump all hidden away here. What's neat is it actually has a hydraulic pump on the bottom, on the front side of that, as well as the fluid that will basically pump into the lines that you see here. We got the fronts and the rears, and then your little electronics to get it all going. This one little wire goes to the switch, and these go to the battery. Cool. And now here's the best part. You ready? Look, bro, it's OEM, man. Doggo. Don't even really know what's in there, fam. What you can do eventually is probably just get that carpet cut a little bit, and you can probably just make it even look OEM-ish.
Yeah, we're gonna clean it up a little bit more.
Yep.
But the fact that it doesn't take up too much room in the trunk, because with most systems like the air cups, you got to put a whole compressor and a pump in there, so you know you're taking up quite a bit of space.
So we got a lot of sand and stuff coming from like Toronto streets and stuff, bro. So as you can clearly tell, even if you roll up in the summertime and stuff, dog, like bare sand and grit comes along and wants to tuck up in your NSX.
With the garage kite fender, there's no mounting point for the fender liner, so we had to take it out. We're probably gonna have to do some type of retrofit, customize a fender liner of some sorts to keep all the debris from not shooting up. All right, so we made a few changes to the bumper. The main thing was just deleting the fog light that was on the car. And this mesh here is actually made by Garage Kite as well. Still the same front carbon fiber lip, but I decided to paint the carbon fiber lip halfway down so that it would kind of flow well with the carbon side skirts that we have. Now that we have the NSX on the lift, you guys can get a little bit of a better look at Mita's exhaust. So this is their stainless steel catback system. Mark and his team sent this to us for us to kind of just check out how we like the build quality and how we like the sound of the exhaust. Overall, the installation, the finish for what you're paying, it looks solid. And you know, there's not a lot of companies supporting the NSX and S2000 community, and just seeing what Mark and his team have been doing, you know, we love supporting that. All right, guys, now that you've seen the exhaust, first we're gonna start off with getting some stationary audio with the NSX on the hoist, and then we're gonna go outside and get some drive-by audio as well. Rev it up. out for a quick spin. There actually are winter tires on the NSX, so we put the winter tires on for a reason. So we'd be able to test the car on days like this when it's -12 outside. Initial impressions, it sounds really good. I do notice some subtle differences, but overall, pretty impressed. I think driving the car a little bit more will allow for me to kind of get a better idea of the characteristics of this exhaust. It does change the back of the car in terms of how it looks, just because the design of the piping is different. But all in all, yeah, it sounds great. It was fun to actually be out there in the middle of winter. We turned a lot of heads with the car. A bright red NSX driving in roads covered completely with salt. So yeah, we're gonna end this vlog here. Our goal is to get it to 1,200 kilograms. So we'll see how far we've gone with all the mods. But if you guys enjoyed this update, we're gonna be giving you guys a quick update on the FK8 coming up soon. We have a lot of exciting parts coming on that car. And then the S2000 will also be receiving a lot of updates, so stay tuned, guys.